Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another video. I just wanted to make a quick video, as you could tell by the title of it. Recently, I think it was the 29th, that Tim Vo of Lords of the Longbox passed away. It's really unfortunate. I know it's been all over the comic book community. I don't know if it's been discussed heavily or talked about in videos, probably, but I know it's been all over Instagram, and it's come to a shock. He was very, very young when he passed away. So I wanted to make this little video dedicated to him, just talking a little bit about him. Now, I did not really know Tim that well as some others that are in the community that have met him and have done shows with him or all those different things. I never had that opportunity, but we were friendly with one another and subscribed to one another and all that sort of jazz. And I remember Tim always being really, really cool. I know a lot of people were talking about how he always had the mixes before the videos and all that sort of stuff. He had a really, really cool name, Lords of the Longbox, really attractive to a lot of comic book buyers and sellers. A lot of people have been reacting, from what I've seen on Instagram at least, to this. So he's definitely left a mark in the Instagram community, comic book community, and the YouTube comic book community. So I just thought that it would be worth talking a little bit about him. I have a book to show that I think Tim really, really liked, and some people can correct me in the comments, but I remember this is from a video many, many years ago. When he started making videos, he was talking about this particular book as one of his favorites. Now, I don't want to say it was his favorite, but definitely one of his favorites, and he had a story about it. But I'll get to the book in a little bit. I just want to share a little brief story about Tim. It took me a while to really get into social media and all those sort of things, and I forget, it was many years ago, right? Maybe after a year or two, probably 2 years after I started my YouTube channel, which is coming up on 10 years. Really, this month, June, is 10 years. I had a couple of videos that are no longer out there on YouTube. Typically around July, August, that's when I celebrate my 10 years. But anyway, about 2 years after that, I believe that's when Tim started making his videos. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not too long after I started. But anyway, I think I was talking with him, and I forget how I was talking with him. I think it was through YouTube email back then. But I was talking with him about, getting books, and he was telling me, oh, you get books here and there. And he says, you could even try IG. And I remember writing back to him, what's IG? And he said, Instagram. And he was the one that introduced me to Instagram. I did not know what Instagram was. When I looked it up after he mentioned what it is, or what it was, I found out about Instagram, and then shortly after I created my Instagram account, and I was posting ever since. So I believe this actually might have been 3 years after I started my channel. So this was 2017, something like that. The summer, oh, that's almost coming up. The summer of 2017 is when I started Instagram. But I started, long story short, too late, because of Tim. He was the one that introduced it to me. And he had, at that time, if I'm not mistaken, he had quite a presence on Instagram. So, he's been around for a while, and like I said at the beginning of this video, he was, very well respected and liked by comic book buyer and seller alike. So I'm going to close this video now. I urge everybody to, check out Tim's videos on YouTube, to just for nostalgia, to take a look at some of the contributions that he made to the YouTube community. There's always positivity that I've noticed from him, which is kind of rare when it comes to this hobby and when it comes to YouTube. I've had my fair share of negativity over the years and all that stuff, but from what I remember of Tim, there's always positivity, and it's always about the joy of collecting and helping others. And that's the truth. It's not just something you say after somebody passes away. For those that knew Tim, or had an inkling about his character, you would know that everything I'm saying is absolutely true. And that's coming from somebody that, didn't know him as well, but you could feel it and you could see it by just those small interactions you'd have with him. But anyway, let me get to the book. And this is something that I have to upgrade this year. I'd like to. But here we have Strange Tales 110, the first appearance of Doctor Strange. Now, the focus of it is not my copy in this video. The focus is the actual book and Tim. If I believe from some of his earlier videos, I believe Strange Tales 110 and Doctor Strange was one of his favorite characters. Again, you could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe that Doctor Strange was one of his favorite characters. And he had a story, and I should go back and check to see if I could find this video, but maybe some of you who are more familiar with his videos, you'd be able to remember or tell me. He wound up winning a copy of Strange Tales 110. Some of the details, like I said, I don't remember as much. They're kind of hazy. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe he won a copy of Strange Tales 110. And this was either around the time that he purchased a copy of Strange Tales 110. I believe he wound up having he had a lower grade copy like I have. And then he wound up upgrading or getting, or maybe even winning, maybe that was the book he won, I don't remember, a 5.0 copy or a 5.5 copy, which I think is remarkable, whether he upgraded or won it. Either way, I think it's great. But yeah, that's one book I know he liked, and one book I remember he talked about when it came to winning one and having another one and all that stuff. He was a Doctor Strange fan, so I'm gonna have to check that video out, and I'd urge all of you to look for it too, because it's just a little bit of an insight, more of an insight in some of the things that Tim really liked, among many things that I don't even know of that maybe you know of. All right, so I hope his family's doing well, as well as can be in a time like this. And I just urge people to watch his videos, check out his Instagram, and remember him for all the positivity that he brought to this community. I think he will be very missed. Take care.